Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
No kids. 30, no kids. Do you have kids?
Yes.
Okay. How many?
4.
Yeah, that don't work for me.
Okay,
Damn
well,
you.
first, she's your type besides the 4 kids?
She seemed real cool, but honestly, no. But yeah, the 4 kid thing, I don't have kids of my own. Maybe one can work with me, but 4, it's a big step, especially not having any.
Oh, hold on, come back to the He's not my type either.
No, of course you're not. Of course you're not.
Gotcha.
It's not.
Lil Boosie.
Oh,
Not
she
no
had,
Boosie.
she
She had
had
to
to
insult the man.
man.
He is giving
Your question.
Boosie.
He is.
What do you do, I guess, for fun?
Yeah, so for fun,
But that was it. All right. So my question. So after watching that clip, right? So my question to y'all, I'm gonna ask. Obviously, we ask the ladies first. So we're gonna go with you, Chelsea. Is there a number in the dating game where you meet a guy, you're in the dating scene, right? Is there a number of kids that a guy can tell you that just disqualifies you from interest in him?
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
What's the number? You gotta say the number now.
I don't. Well, for me, I was talking to someone like a couple years ago, and then he just like all of a sudden was like, "Yeah, so I have 6 kids," and I was like,
Damn, that's a lot of motherfucking kids, bruh.
Then proceeds to follow it by he has 5 different moms.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
So I said, "Peace
Yeah.
out with that one."
Yeah.
Smart. That was smart.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably
He's about to make you number
Yeah.
7.
So
or
6.
Seven.
Number 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
number 6.
That was
baby
smart.
mom, 7 kids.
Yeah. That shit
And
is
if he
crazy.
ain't got future money, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah, Yeah, you gotta be caked up to have all them fucking kids. All right, what about you, Angie? Is there a number that a single Angie's out here in these streets, she's looking for a dude. Is there a number that a dude can say, like, yo, I got this many kids, but you'd be like, oh, fuck this?
Having already have a son, like
Yeah,
me
your
and my
exact scenario
dynamic
right
now.
Yeah.
Okay. I would still say yes, but
Okay.
How many
it
is
would
no?
have to be because see, numbers. I like kids. Numbers don't scare me. It's the backstory, right?
Okay.
So like, I mean, 6 kids is excessive, but it's the 5
it is a
big
lot.
moms for me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah. 6 crazy. Yeah.
It's like 6 is a lot, but if you were married, had 5 kids and 1 before you got married, like that sounds different. That makeup is different than 5 baby moms and 6 kids. Does that make sense?
Yes.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What if he got 6 kids and he provides for all of them?
Does he have
Okay.
6 baby moms? Because
Sure.
that's
See.
the deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
married and you have
I'm
6
with you.
kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So if he had 6 kids, say from like an ex-wife or like one chick, that wouldn't be as bad.
That's not the same. I don't
Yeah,
think that's the
I
same.
agree.
It's not the same. I
And
agree.
also,
Yeah.
like, if we have a kid, and then are you just gonna move on from us and then find another person? to have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
like that's exactly what he
Right.
said.
Clearly
He
you're not
did it to
sticking
2,
with any
3,
of them.
4, and
Yeah.
5.
Right.
Right.
Clearly, you're not sticking with any of them, even though you have a child with them.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why it's different. But if you were married, you had 6 kids, and then got divorced, like that's different.
Yeah. That's fair.
No, that makes sense. And Chelsea, you articulated that so well, which is like it's clearly a pattern, right?
Right.
You see that this man clearly has a pattern of impregnating women and then moving on to the next. This is a pattern.
Yeah.
But for some reason, some women are like, he ain't gonna do that to me, girl.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Lock this
Yeah.
down. Nope, you're number 7. Now you're
Yeah.
on to the next. Like,
Facts.
so I'm glad that you guys have some common sense to know, like, you ain't gonna change that man. Like, you ain't gonna be the one to change that man. Like,
Right.
But no, that's real. All right. And then, do you think it's ridiculous for the ladies to be in the dating market with 4 or more children as a woman? Do you think that's like? Is it like, I don't know? How do you think about that? Do you think a woman should? I mean,
Wait.
I don't know. I'm just curious about
So-
that. Do you think the chick was crazy for being on that show?
Wait, Joe.
Doesn't have it.
So before you ask that question, I want to play another clip, right? So we got the girl, we got the female version of it. So let me play the male version. All right. So I want to ask the ladies about, would they date this dude?
see. Yeah, 5 or 6 baby mamas or baby dads is insane.
Yeah,
like,
that shit pretty wild. All right, check
good
this out.
Lord.
All right. So I do have to throw this question in there because something came up the last round. So are kids a deal breaker for you?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
I don't have any, but
You don't have any. Okay. All right. You want? Okay, go ahead. I think you should mention this.
how many? How many? Don't.
Is a limit a deal breaker?
Oh my God.
What?
You gotta ask how many baby moms? You gotta think about it.
No,
Damn, bro.
Baby moms or kids? The woman was too stunned to speak respectfully. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You looking for a fifth baby mama? What?
no,
I'm just kidding.
absolutely not. That was in my younger days. That's something that I can believe we can have a
Younger?
conversation.
How old are you?
Yeah, right.
But
How old are they? If that's
my oldest is 13. I got twin 7 years old. 6, 5, 4, 5 girls, 1 boy.
So we got 6 kids, 4 baby moms.
All right. So I do have to throw this question in there.
All right. So with that little extra part right there. All right. So I'm gonna start with Angie this time because I started with Chelsea last time. Angie, is this dude undateable?
Yes. It is. And the only reason why his numbers don't seem as astronomical is because he got them twins.
Yeah.
So that took one number away. You're
You
done.
ain't playing for
He's
those.
cooked.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
What about you, Chelsea? Is this guy undateable?
Yeah.
But first, let me ask: does he meet the attractiveness requirement for you to be like, all right, what's up? Like,
For me, no.
okay, all right. Well, then I guess he was cooked either way.
Been the orange suit.
Yeah, he was cooked with no kids.
Looking like a creamsicle. Like, bro, what are you doing, yo? What are you doing, bro?
Orange.
All right. So Joe, so let's you and I talk about this. So is there a number? Like if you talking to a chick, is there a number you like, sis? I'm sorry, like.
I mean, so for me, yes.
Yeah.
Short answer, yes. Ladies, I'm glad that you guys also have a standard. I think that women should also have a standard. Like, it's okay for y'all to be like, no, he can't have X many kids because men do that as well, right? So keep the same energy, right? So I'm with you on that one. I'm glad that you guys expressed that. But yeah, I think like I said, context matters. Like Angie said, like if it's if you're like a 3x3, that's a problem. 3 kids, 3 by 3 different fathers. You know what I mean? Or a 4x4, or like something like that is just crazy, right? I think at most 2.
Wait,
and as long as maybe they have, I don't know, man.
You don't mean 2 kids?
Huh?
So you mean 2 kids or 2 baby dads?
So I mean, I'll be honest. My ex-wife, she had 2 kids when I met her.
Okay.
And she had 2 baby fathers at the time. And let me tell you now that looking back now, I made a huge mistake, right? But I've learned from that lesson, right?
Okay, got you.
So I know what it's like to, and at that point, I thought that being a stepfather was also still noble.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we've talked about that before, where I thought that the role of a stepfather was noble. I was like, this is a noble cause. Like, you coming in there, you taking care of these kids, giving them some stability. No, you just raising another man's kids. And then once y'all break up, you never see them kids again, and you wasted all them time and them resources.
But you were married to her, though. She wasn't just your girlfriend.
He was married.
No, she was my wife.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so you don't think
I love the
that's
hell out of
different?
them kids. I mean,
is there a world where you could have married her and not raised her kids?
I mean, at the end of the day, when they break up, the kids are still gonna side with the mom over him, no matter what happens.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, because that just made me raise the question. You married her. She had 2 kids. So there's a world where you could have stayed married to her and not raised her children. How does that work?
No.
Yeah, like what's the choice?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I'm under the impression if I fall in love with you and you have kids, then you come as a package. So I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna love your kids as well.
Right. Okay.
And I'm gonna love them as if they were my own. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you invest years into those kids, and then when stuff falls apart, you never see them kids again. See what I'm saying? So like all that time and energy that you put into them kids is lost. Those relationships are completely severed. Right. You know what I mean? Like you lose all that when you separate. So like for me, that's why I'm just like I'm weary about getting into. That's why it's hard for me to get into a woman's life when she has multiple kids, because like I love kids as well. And if I love you and you got kids, I understand that I inherit those kids as well. Right. But all that time I put in, when we split up, I will never see those kids. If we split up, I will
Even
never see those kids again.
because there's a world where you can split up, and depending on how genuine the
No.
relationships or whatever, I
kids-
know that for a fact. And
Yeah,
here's why I'm
that's
saying
the
that.
female perspective. As a man, I'm
Because
telling you
I'm
no.
a product of that though. So I guess that's why I may be seen biased. But my mom and her husband didn't stay married at all. But I didn't see him as much, obviously, because they didn't live together, but we still had a relationship. Like, he still did the things, you know what I mean? Like, for me, because he had known and raised me for 10 plus years.
Right. Well,
so depending on the
Maybe I
level
had
of
time.
petty, like if you and I are married and I have a 1-year-old son, right? And we're together for 10 years, I owe it to my son, because me and you aren't together, to not sever. Like, that's not fair to him.
But
Because
what if
he
it's his
still
choice? What
loves
if it's
you.
his choice? Because he's like, listen, I'm sided with my mom. F you, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like sometimes it's your choice. It's the kid's choice. It's the person's choice, and you're not gonna be like,
kid's choice.
you feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, and you're not gonna be like, no, hang out with Mr. Johnson. You gotta hang with that man. Like, you're not gonna you're gonna be like, okay, like if that's what you want to do, like it is what you're not gonna force him to hang, because it's not like you can force him to hang with his real dad, because you at that point you be like, bro, you ain't got a choice. This is your dad. Go. You can't force him to hang with his stepdad that if y'all not no longer together. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm sitting there like, I mean, he looking at me like, asshole. What do you mean? Like, I mean, I don't care what you do with me. Like, I'm here trying to impress this nigga. He already got his mind made up. This is just a scenario. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like I was.
Right.
But I'm just assuming.
I'm glad it worked out for you, Angie. I'm glad that you were able to still maintain that relationship. We like to share this perspective because we want women to know, if they don't know, that like this is some of the things that men weigh entering a relationship with a woman if she has kids, especially if it's not just a situationship, especially if we see it going further than that, because hookup culture is hookup culture. People out there just getting freaky and getting down just to get down, situationships, no titles. But like, if you're looking to date someone seriously, you also understand, like, I inherit the kids that come with that. But if we ever separate, all that time and energy that I have is going to be lost. And that's something that that weighs heavy on us. Because listen, I still
Both
love
ways though. Because if you had kids and you entered the marriage and we not you and I, but and you and the person divorced, would you take your biological kids, and forbid them from seeing your ex-wife because y'all split?
If she was a stepmom?
Yeah, like, and your kids are like, where's Miss Such and Such? Like, I liked her.
I mean, if we didn't share any kids, I don't know. It depends, because sometimes there's a mixed family. Like, maybe I had one with her, and then I had 2 coming into it. So now we got 3. You know what I mean? So like, now their siblings know their other sibling. That's their you know what I mean? Like, they mix together, so they're going to want to see each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a mixed family, I think context matters. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm not going to keep them away from her if they still want to see her. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sever that tie. What I do know is that for men, like, the issue that comes is like that. What about that kid's father? So I can't be like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up Kayla because that was my stepdaughter for like 8 years, and I want to take her out to go see a movie, and her dad's like, no, the F you not.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
but if you was taking her out to see a movie the 10 years that we were married, what are the odds of that happening now all of a sudden?
You'd be surprised. Dudes be
like, if y'all been going out every other Saturday to see the new release
movie.
But
we're not together no more now.
So now
especially
her biological dad has a say in that?
Maybe he had to say, I don't know the context, but like, I'm guessing he was around.
I guess.
Because I'm not gonna date a chick whose baby's fathers are MIA. I'm sorry, like, I
I'm
know,
not
what
saying
happened,
that he's MIA, but I'm saying if
he's
he's been cool with it for 8 years, why would that change?
Maybe he wasn't cool with it.
I was
Maybe
taking care of his kid for 10 years. Of course, he was cool with it. Yeah. Like, what you mean? I'm taking care of his business.
Right. I mean, but he's an active father as well, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Because again, you're not going to deal with somebody who's the father of the child is absent and not, you know what I mean? If he's MIA, which means he's present.
Would rather not. I would rather not. I just wouldn't. I think it says something. Just like it just says something about like that person and how he or she managed those relationships. Like, if you have no relationship with the other parent, like if the parent's completely gone or MIA or completely absent, it's just like, why did you get pregnant by that person? You know what I mean? Or why did you procreate with that person for the man? So I don't know, man. Yeah. I couldn't do it. But we went on a little tangent, right?
Yeah, we did.
We're talking about dating with multiple kids. And your responses were if 2 men. Okay. All right. Well, no. I mean, what are there any questions regarding the video and the chick being out there with the kids? Or like we said, there's a limit, obviously.
Oh wait, Ty asked, do we think that she should be out there because she got 4 kids? Did you ask that?
Yeah,
I guess
she had
what
4
do you guys
kids, 4 baby
think she looks
dads.
crazy out there on a dating show with 4
I mean,
kids?
but can we say like now you don't deserve love? Like somebody out there will take it.
I don't think you should be on. Listen, okay, your stock.
I'm gonna say keep your ass at home.
Your stock. I'm sorry, bro. Like your stock is
It's
very
plummeting.
low. Like as a
It
man,
is.
like yo, your stock is extreme. Like you listen. If a chick like this talk about some, I want a man making 6 figures doing all. I'm like, chick, you got the world effed up. Like you are
Because you got 4 kids.
You got the world effed up,
You
bro.
have
Like
to, right, Charles?
your man, the dude that's gonna take you serious is in Graterford right now, about to get out for 30 years. You know what I mean like he did something crazy. He about to get out, right? Like he been having homosexual relationships in jail for the last 15 years of his life.
It's just hard. I think it's difficult. I think that people
she can have sex for sure. She can have sex.
Of course, yeah. I think that women also don't. I mean, the male perspective is like if I'm dating you and you got 4 kids, like if I want to go on a date, I got to make sure that she might be like, well, I'm off on this day, but it got to be at this time. I got to make sure I got a babysitter. Oh no, my babysitter fell through. Oh no, and it's not your fault because you have kids, but like it becomes such a hassle to try to get her alone or have one-on-one time during the beginning stages of dating when I want to get to know you and I want to have that one-on-one time with you and I want to build that intimacy and I want to feel that connection.
Right.
But now I got to share you with 4 other people. And I think that really hurts. I don't know. I feel like it really delays that process of getting to know you and building that intimacy in the beginning because I'm like, this is too much of a hassle, shorty.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Or I got to pay for the babysitter now so I can take you out. So that's even more on top of that. It just complicates things from a dating perspective. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard. Like, you can't just pick up and just go.
That's crazy, yeah.
I know chicks do be saying that, like, oh, you got to pay for. Or sometimes you see these clips where people be out on a date, and then the chick will be like, all right, well, I need two of these.
I would say she orders food to bring home for the kids.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, Chelsea, that happens. That happens. That happens. Like, I got 4
and those
kids.
Women,
you brought
like,
McDonald's just for my
him to
one
pay
kid?
for
No,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that happens. And I just want to add this for the conversation. So you guys know the football player, ex-football player, former football player, Cam Newton. He has his podcast. Yeah. Right. So remember, he had like 3 or 4 kids by like 3 different women.
Yeah.
And then that famous comedian, now I don't know if she was famous, but that comedian signed up and she willingly knew that he had all these baby mamas and said, it's okay. I'm okay with being the 4th or the 5th. And women were giving her ish, being like, what are you doing, girl? You know, he has a track record of just creating baby moms.
Right.
And she didn't care. Why? Because he was wealthy and famous, had status.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is women might be like, there has to be a limit. But if that man is rich, they don't care.
Yeah.
Just like Future. They don't care.
They be signing up to be Future's baby mom. They be like, I don't give a fuck.
7. Some women will completely overlook that number and be like, I'm okay with being a baby mom because he has money.
Yeah.
Some women will do that. And
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. There's all these examples of men of status that women completely break that rule.
Tyreek Hill, a bunch of basketball players.
Tyreek Hill.
Devin, like, yo, there's a lot of them dudes, bro. Like, but chicks be like, all right, cool. Like, they cool with getting $20,000 a month until the nigga ain't got no more money. Until he in the league for 7.
Or I can get pregnant by Joe Schmo and not get anything. So if the goal is to have a baby, not to have a marriage,
not super famous and not a broke scumbag, you could have like there's a lot of there's a huge chasm of people.
Why gotta be a super rich guy or a super broke guy?
Like if the goal is to have a baby,
Walmart or you know what I mean, dude that work at the post office, the plumber,
right?
Like,
Plumber, you could have electrician, you could have been.
I mean, true.
But it's saying if she's looking for the money, she's gonna find
right. Like if the goal.
All right. Well, if the goal, I'm gonna finish her sentence. If the goal was to,
if the goal is to have a baby,
right?
I'm not looking for a 2-parent household and all of the, you know what I mean? Like be statistically free and have this great family. Then that's why.
That's sick. That's sick if you have that mindset into going in and having a
I
baby.
mean,
Like
I'm
I
not
think
saying
that's
that
a
they
mental
not
issue.
sick.
Like that if you're
Yeah,
going
I'm
in there
not
like
saying that they're not sick.
fuck a 2-parent, like I don't want no, I just want a motherfucking baby and I need 10 grand a month. Fuck all, like that's sick. That if
Unfortunately,
you're
that's the
moving like that,
thing.
you're a sick person. And the dude
Yeah,
don't care.
if you
Tyreek Hill don't care. He just getting some pussy. Like, you know what I mean? Like he like, listen, it's just a different vagina to me. I'm not trying to have no babies. Then you pop up a couple months later, like I'm pregnant. And he like, all right, well, fuck it. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Like, fuck it. Like,
right. Look, they got songs
and until I'm out the league, and then your ass, and then you're gonna be going to court talking about, he gonna be like, I ain't got no more money. I need to lower the child support. Your ass gonna be living paycheck to child support paycheck, just like Terrell Owens kids, just like Donovan McNabb kids. Them niggas them niggas 13, 14 now. Them checks dried up years ago. They ain't got that kind of money. They trying to go on podcasts and shit like that. Listen, that money dries up when you in the NFL, NBA real quick when your ass, because it's based off continuing income. When they don't have that income anymore, they themselves be broke. So they kids gotta be extra broke. They go back to spam probably. Like they now the mom go back to what she really do. And what her skill set is posting on Instagram. That's normally her skill set, popping that ass out and being on a pink sand somewhere. That's her real skill set. Like, so
it does dry up. The money does dry up. So no, for real. And Ty, if it's cool, I got one more like question. It doesn't have to be a long answer for the ladies. I'm just curious, right? Since we're talking about dating with kids, out of curiosity, like when you're dating and you have children, what's the time limit, or like how soon do you introduce your kids to that person?
I'll let Ange take that because I don't have any kids. So
I don't have an answer. Like it's this time. It is a very kind of protective feeling that comes over you when it happens. I guess it's a trust thing too.
Yeah.
But I feel like the age of the child matters, right? Because if they're old enough for you to influence them and them to become attached to you and have relationships with you, then that's what you're trying to protect ultimately, right? So I think a lot of things come into play with that. But it's definitely a time period. Like
back there.
Yeah,
if I'm
somebody
40,
clubbing a seal.
What you say?
Said it's somebody clubbing a
seal in the background, strangling a pig. Like what's going on? I'm like, yo.
No, he sees me occupied with something else, so he's legitimately looking at me and squealing and screaming. Yes.
Okay, it's all right.
I think a lot of things come into play, like the age of the child, because that's what you're really protecting, right?
Yeah. My answer to that question is definitely different, because it's like, so I remember growing up, and my mom, before I moved in with my grandma, before me and my siblings moved in with my grandma and lived with my grandma, bro, it used to be a different nigga in the crib like every week. And it got kind of used to thinking, listen, they knew what it took to take my mom down. They used to come home, they used to come to the crib, give us some like now laters. Bro, I was like, listen, I'll leave y'all niggas alone. I don't give. I was like getting a little hope. Can't put now laters. I'm like, man, fuck, like y'all do what y'all want to do. Listen, I'll see y'all niggas tomorrow. This buys you 12 hours, nigga. Like this. So I used to be popping them joints, eating it, watching my little cartoons and shit like that. Like, all right, cool. They upstairs. I don't know. I mean, I assume what they was doing, but anyway, they doing whatever. I'm like, I don't listen. This buys you 12 hours. I come after the 12 hours, like, more, sir. Like, you gotta give me some more, nigga. But yeah, no, so my thing is like, for me, I don't want my kids to be like, yo, I met this person this month, this person, like, I gotta be like 100% sure, because like the when that shit happens, it's for me, it's forever. You know what I mean? This ain't no game. I don't want my kids ever looking back, because how I look at my mom, I'd be like, you were pretty gross, mom. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you were pretty fucking disgusting. So for me, it gotta be like, I gotta be like, yo, this is gonna be like the last person I'm gonna be with like forever. Yeah. So I don't know the time frame on it. I feel like maybe it's just a feeling, and I hate when people talk about feelings. You know what I mean? Because it's so subjective. You know what I mean? And I hate it. I hate
you don't
people,
have any.
yeah, right. Like, I don't got tear ducts. I never cried in my life, right? So like when my kid was born, I'd be like, I had to lick my shit and be like, for pictures and shit. I'd be Like, cause these shits don't exist, bro.
You're
But,
insane.
but yeah. What about you, Joe? What you think?
No. So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Ty, and when like I feel like dating with kids is like so. It's complicated, right? Because you want like if you're interested in someone and you have a kid, you know that if you guys become serious, that they're going to meet that kid, that you're going to meet your child inevitably, right? And you want them to have that connection to see if he vibes with your kid or she vibes with your kid. But at the same time, you also, if it doesn't work, you don't want to have this kind of this revolving door of people coming in and out of your child's life, because that leaves an impression too, that there is just this revolving door of people coming in and out of my life, building these like, short-lived relationships that don't really go anywhere, aren't really meaningful. And I feel like that could leave an impression on the kid too, that this is okay. You know what I mean? That you could just have people coming in and out of your life. So I feel like kids need that stability, especially when they're younger.
Right.
So it's kind of complicated because you're like, do I want him to meet my kid? And if he or she's not going to be here in the long run, is this healthy for my child seeing all these different people coming into their lives? Right. So I don't know, man. It's complicated. That's my answer. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So
listen, I thought this was a good one. Yo, thank y'all so much for joining this. This was cool. We gotta do this more often. Anyway, listen, y'all. Let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.
Until next time.